Hey resellers, thanks so much for tuning into today's video. I am back. I have missed you guys. I took some time off with the family in a pretty unapologetic way because let me just tell you that as a full-time reseller, this is the first time that I went on a week-long vacation with the family and didn't have to report it to anybody. And that was really, really nice. Shy of letting eBay know that I was on vacation mode so that buyers would understand why there would be a delay in shipping their orders. If you don't know how to put your store on vacation mode, I can definitely cover that in a future video if that's something that you guys would be interested in, but I am off of vacation mode now, and as soon as I got home, I hit the ground running. The day we were driving back was actually the start of the 100-mile yard sale in Missouri. 100 miles of yard sales. Did I drive the whole thing? What is my impression of massive yard sales? And more importantly, what did I get to resell? You guys want to know? Let's get straight into it. If you're new here, thanks so much for tuning into today's video, but allow me a moment to introduce myself. My name is Rachel, and I am a full-time professional online reseller. What exactly does that mean? That means that I buy items at a discount and sell them for more online, on eBay, Poshmark, anywhere basically where I can make $1 on an item that I found for cheap. The majority of the items I pick up come from thrift stores and yard sales. Occasionally I will find things retail and do some retail arbitrage pickups and sell those for more than what I paid for them online. The name of the game is to buy low and sell high. So that's what my channel is all about, and basically bestowing on you the free knowledge and information that I've gained also from watching other resellers on YouTube and on Instagram, and letting you know that you can escape your full-time job and do this full-time and basically become the master of your own life and your own work schedule. So as I stated before, my state is having a 100-mile yard sale, and these massive yard sales have definitely some pros and cons to them. Some of the pros, I mean, when else are you gonna have the opportunity to go to 100 miles of yard sales? You can do so much sourcing in one day. You can make an adventure out of it. As a reseller, I understand, you guys understand, that the thrill of the hunt is what really causes us to do this more than anything. Shopping is so fun. Treasure hunting is so fun, but along with so many of those pros to an event like a 100-mile, or if your state has like a 200-mile or 300-mile or however long yard sale, community yard sale days, basically. They're just all different names for the same type of event. Along with all of the pros to those, there are a few cons. One of those being an event like a 100-mile yard sale is a great resource, a great opportunity for resellers to come out and sell their goods. So if you're not shopping at an event like this, you could consider setting up your own yard sale, but be aware that other resellers are there as well. You'll see that in a few of the items that I picked up. Along with the resellers coming out, so it's kind of makes it difficult to find things at a bargain because I'm trying to buy from my coworkers and they're trying to make a profit also, which is great. I hope that everyone makes a profit, but I can't buy from your booth because there has to be enough meat left on the bone. There has to be a margin for me to make money as well. But along with that also comes the other booth vendors that set up at 100-mile yard sales and things of this nature. I felt like this year was more of a craft fair than anything else. I think it's awesome to be able to go sell handmade soaps and bath salts and sweaters and scarves and whatever it is that you make, but it wasn't what I was looking for in a yard sale environment. So mile-long yard sales, community yard sale days can definitely turn into craft fairs very, very quickly. So beware and don't waste too much of your time. If this is a work day and this is a sourcing day, don't waste too much of your time in those booths. The last type of vendor that I'm going to tell you to steer clear of if you're trying to do good time management on community yard sale days would be the trade show style vendors. Those are companies that basically set up a trade show booth at a community yard sale. You will get sucked in, and you will get sucked into a sales pitch while you are trying to work. So steer clear of all of those type vendors. Look for the folks that genuinely just set up a bunch of their garbage to sell it off for $0.25 a piece, and you're gonna have an awesome time at any type of community yard sale. I don't have a huge haul because those vendors were few and far between for me, but what I did pick up is really cool stuff. And as always, more important than what I picked up, I need to tell you guys why I picked up to help you source better. One of the first items that I actually picked up to resell was this beautiful cowboy hat. So I picked up this cowboy hat. I say cowboy hat. I don't think it's a cowgirl hat because it's pretty large. But I picked up this hat. It was actually hanging from a clip with a clothespin. So don't think that just because someone has something high quality, they are going to take care of it like it's high quality. This caught my eye because it really looked like it was something nice. It looked like beaver felt, and sure enough, I walk around to the other side and bam, it's a Stetson. It's a 4X Stetson, and I've talked to you guys before in the past. You can see the X's in here. I have a couple videos about Stetson, including how to ship a Stetson, because you don't just want to throw this in a box, but the more X's, the better inside of a Stetson, the higher quality the hat. If I'm wrong on that, correct me in the comments, but that has been my experience that people are willing to pay more for a Stetson, the more X's, and that is a higher quality. So this is, again, a beaver felt Stetson, so you can see that inside the band there. Something of mention on this particular hat, you can see it doesn't have a whole lot of curve to it. That is from improperly storing this hat. This hat was obviously stored on its brim, sitting flat, and after time that will definitely happen. And then you've seen me pick it up a few times from here, and you really don't want to do that when you're looking at a Stetson. Make sure that someone hasn't over the years done that and just worn from the oil on their fingers on this beaver felt. So those are a few areas of mention when you're looking at a Stetson. You can see some dirt and debris there, but I believe I can clean that off. But the hat isn't in perfect condition. When I asked him how much he wanted for this hat, he said, "Who's it for?" I said, "Me." And he said, how about $5? And I cannot take $5 out quickly enough for a Stetson in this great a condition to be $5. And then I put it on my head and he said, "It looks really, really cute. I might have to charge you $6. I gave him $5 and I'm hoping to sell this for over $100 for this beaver felt wool Stetson 4X. So you can see the little cowboy back there in the back. It just needs a little bit of work. But once again, I have a video about how to ship Stetsons because you don't want to charge someone $100+ for a hat and put this in a box. You just can't do that. So there is a rhyme and reason to how to store these and how to ship these. Check out that video if you're interested. Another item that I found, did not run comps on this, was this Mickey Mouse bank. He is so beautiful. I think he's so cool. There is a little bit of marking here. I think I can get that off probably with magic eraser. I may try an essential oil first. This was a friend of mine was having this yard sale and I said, "Hey Kenny, how much do you want from Mickey?" And he said, "How about a quarter?" And I'd already made up my mind that if Mickey was worth like $1,000, I was gonna go back and split it with him. But he's worth about $30. So he's a really cool Mickey. The brand on this is Animal Toys Plus Inc. and that is on the back. That's how I was able to find exactly the comp on this Mickey, and it says Walt Disney Productions, which is important because you want to know that the item that you're selling is a licensed item and not some random knockoff. So 25 cents into about $30, I'll take that for sure. This next item is so beautiful. Look at this tray. When I first saw this, obviously I thought it was wooden. But the closer I got inspecting it, I could tell it's some type of like an MDF, like a fiber board, which is surprising a little bit because it says, let's see, it says Multi-Products Inc. 1949. So this is from 1949, and just because, I think I just lost a piece of it, just because an item is very, very old, vintage, antique, does not mean it is solid wood. That does not necessarily speak to the quality of the item. Now, this item I do still believe is very, very beautiful. It was probably poured into a mold and not carved. I can definitely see this with maybe my jewelry inside of it. These are only worth about $10, $15 at the most plus shipping. In this condition, probably $15 shipped over on eBay. So I'm gonna hang on to this, but I wanted to show you guys because so often we have the wrong idea about time periods and what an item would be made out of. If I told you I found a hand-carved wood tray from 1949, that sounds, you know, that sounds in keeping with the time period, things being quality in the 40s. But if I told you I found something that was MDF in the 40s, because that's basically what this is the pressed fiber, that just kind of blows people's minds. Really, it was the mid-century when we started to get creative with materials and things were no longer made out of solid wood and metal and glass. We started to experiment with acrylics. We started to experiment with lucite, and and faux leathers, things like that. So just because you find an item from the 40s or 50s does not mean that it's solid wood or genuine leather or anything like that, because we really started to get creative in our manufacturing processes in using basically plastic more. We have the 40s and 50s to thank for that. So I think that this is beautiful. I broke this little piece off of it just now, but I will definitely be hanging on to this just because I think it is so pretty. But wanted to speak to you guys about materials there. This piece, I need another umbrella, like I need a hole in my head, but I saw this umbrella and I could see the little brass fittings on it. Let me show you guys. There we are. I could see the little brass, and more importantly, when I looked at the end of it, let me show you this. You can see it looks like an automotive gear shift for a manual transmission, which is super, super cool. I really loved this, and the brand is Artemis. If I can show you guys the brand, they make several umbrellas. Some are worth more than others. I said Artemis, Aramis. Some are worth more than others. I don't believe in luck, so I'll show you guys what this umbrella looks like open here. Isn't this just beautiful? Really, really pretty. And vintage umbrellas sell pretty well for me, usually in the $20 to $30 range. If they are designer, you can get more. If they are super, super old or incredibly good condition, or if they come with a cover, you can sometimes get more, but I anticipate getting somewhere probably around $20 for that umbrella, and the lady sold it to me for $1. I found a bag of photographs and asked them how much for the bag. There are 2 smaller bags inside, and they told me that it was $2 for the entire thing. I thought, man, that would be worth $2 just to be able to look through these. Now, my oldest son has already confiscated 2 of the photographs out of here because they were from baseball teams from 1909 and I think 1889, and he just thought those were so cool. So I paid $2 to be able to go through these. These will definitely be for sale on my eBay because I can't hoard everything. But just to show you guys a couple of the really cool ones here, this guy is playing the drums, and these are like a live photo postcard, which is really cool. There's a band here, the Southerners, and they have an NBC microphone over there. That's pretty neat. There are some country bands. Oh, this guy looks like he is, let that focus. This guy looks like he's super bored to tears hearing his dad play the banjo. So that's pretty neat. And selling old photographs is just another example of how you really, really need to insert the right keywords, because I mean, if I can't describe this properly, nobody can find this properly. There are people that collect almost every genre of photograph, and if you cannot massage in those appropriate keywords, they're not gonna find your picture. This one is a band from 1895. How cool is that? And then on the back, someone has actually taken time to handwrite everyone's name and the order they appear in the photograph. So it's basically 2 bags of that, and this one includes some monuments from Gettysburg that someone toured Gettysburg in the late 30s, early 40s, and so I got those. Really, really cool. I love those. All right, this next item I found, I picked this up thinking it was just this super fire Nike polo. Let me show you the very old vintage tag here. If you know anything about Nike and can tell me the appropriate keywords to use for that tag, it would be super, super appreciated. But basically just this really cool, it's a 2XL men's Nike polo. It's just white on the back and has the large swoosh. So I will include swoosh and logo and not spell out. I probably won't write that on here because it doesn't actually say Nike anywhere on it. But if your item does say very large, the brand on it, then spell out is a really good keyword that you need to use. But I thought this was super, super cool, and she charged me $1 for it. So I will pay $1 gladly. This next item I saw at a little vintage flea market, and I saw them laying here like this. And I have previously sold Johnny West and Jane West horses from the Marks Toy Company, and I ran over there and they looked a lot like this. And every time I see hollow body plastic horses like this, every time you see them, you need to look for this one mark, okay? I'm gonna show you the mark to look for that will take this horse from being like $1 item for you to, I have sold 2 of them for like $60 to $70. The buyers were all in over $100, including shipping for these horses. turn the horse over, look right here on the rump, and there's this tiny little circle. Let's see if we can get this to focus for you. See that tiny little circle there? That actually says Marks, and that is the vintage toy company to look for. I had a lady buy one of these horses, not these ones, but whenever I was selling Johnny West and Jane West horses, just like this, just to be able to display a Lone Ranger saddle that she purchased. She wanted to display it on a period correct, authentic horse. So this one has wheels on its feet, and it's missing the wheels on the bottom here. That's something to take note of. I paid $5 for this horse though, and I'm pretty confident that I'll get over $50 for it. This one does not have wheels on its feet, but they definitely did have bridles at one point. If you find Johnny West or Jane West or any of their little accessories, like, just get familiar with what Mark's toys look like, because you could pass up some of those tiny little accessories and leave so much money on the table. So this one also has a little bit of a wide crack here in his body. You can see that it's come apart a bit. So those are things to look for. I'm not super concerned about this guy not selling. I do feel like he will sell. When I move his back legs together, you can see the separation here. So I will include that in my description. And considering the condition of the two, I will probably lot them up together and hope to get maybe around $75 for the two of them. It's not exactly 10 times my money, but I was so excited to find these. Look for Marks, and that is M-A-R-X. I think there might be even two X's. Nope, M-A-R-X. Louis Marks Toy Company. Look for that little circle when you find hollow body plastic horses. They are good money. Okay, at the same Friends booth that I found the Mickey Mouse piggy bank, I found some Goosebumps books. These were just looking out of a little box. He said $1 a piece on the books, so I got these three titles. I'll show you what they are just in case you're trying to complete a collection. I do have a ton of Goosebumps that I haven't yet listed that I need to lot all up together. And then I saw some more comic books. The comic books have just been doing so well for me that I grabbed this G.I. Joe. I grabbed this Eclipso. I thought this ad on the back was so fun. If that doesn't remind me of my childhood, what does? And then I don't know that I will ever pass up The Amazing Spider-Man as a comic, so I picked this one up also. This one alone goes for over $10, so that's gonna pay for my entire, I spent $2 at his yard sale, and I should do pretty well off of the books in the Mickey Mouse. The next item that I found were some vintage hats. Now, guys, I'm just gonna level with you and be super honest, because I see a lot of people do incredibly well on K-Products, Swingster, Made in America hats. I don't do that well off of them, but for some reason I keep looking at them, and for some reason I keep buying them. So I told myself at this yard sale that I was only gonna buy the ones that were absolute fire, but they were 2 for $1. They were 50 cents a piece, so I needed to get 4 of them. Let me show you the 4 that I picked up. This one is Farm Credit. I thought it was really cool that it had the all over print and there's no foam inside to fall out. This one is K-Products, Made in America in Orange City, Iowa, I believe. So I got this one. I don't want to get any makeup on it. I probably shouldn't try it on anyway because these were pretty dirty. I got, this one is really cool. Okay, since I'm right here in Missouri, I had to get this. The All Missouri 1985 World Series, Cardinals versus the Royals. And in that World Series, 1985 is the year I was born, the Royals won. Boo, I'm a Cardinals fan. So anyway, this, I picked this up. I don't even know if this did say Made in America. Oh, it says Made in the Philippines, but the hat is just too cool. So rarely will I pick up a vintage hat that's not made in the USA or not like K-Products or Swingster, but this one was definitely going home with me. These are not for me. They're not for personal use. I don't really wear a hat. They will be for sale. This one said Made in the USA inside. Again, no foam to fall out, and I love this. Desert Storm. How great is this hat? This just says Made in the USA, so it doesn't have a brand or anything on it. Really a great hat. And then the last one that I picked up, I got some foam all over the front of it. I don't want to brush it off because I don't want to stain it in any way. I'll probably carefully like shake this out or something. But this is from what used to be Hudson Foods, which was bought out by Tyson Food. The winning team, Hudson, and this is K Products, again, made in America. No foam. I found a really cool one that did have foam on it, and I'm just so sick and tired of trying to ship those, and it just gets everywhere. It's on my hands now just because these were in the vicinity of some that had foam falling out inside of them. So if you're going to, it's everywhere. If you're going to pick up vintage hats, they absolutely will still sell with the foam falling out. I have sold several of them that way, and I denote in the listing I will remove the foam if you'd like me to prior to shipping. I only have a few more items to show you guys. This item, you know, I've been picking up a lot of Texas ware and melamine style, like plastic vintage dishes, basically mid-century plastic dishes. And I saw this one, and this is from the Apollo 11 moon landing with Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins. So this is so cool. It says that's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind across the top here. Has a picture. I'm sure that's Neil Armstrong because he's the celebrity that gets all of the credit for this 3-person moon landing. And it says July 20th, 1969, 9:56 p.m. I turn it on the back and it says Texas ware, and I've never saw Texas ware that had a depiction, a historical depiction like this. So I wanted to definitely pick this one up, and it looks to sell for around $14 to $16 online. So not a huge money maker. I paid $1 for this, but it's just so cool. What a piece of history. You guys know how much I love space. Astronauts, things like that too. I will try not to hold on to that. I will probably list it and display it until it sells. That sounds like a good idea, right? I have just 3 more items to show you guys real quickly. The next one though, I did buy for personal use. Check out this frame. I say this frame because I did not buy this for the artwork. Look how thick this is. Oh my goodness, thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. This is beautiful. There's nothing, again, real special about this. This is some type of a plaster made in China. Now, let me tell you about the experience I had, again, at a large community-wide, you know, statewide yard sale. This had a sticker on the back that said $2. And so absolutely all day long, I'm gonna pick this up. I picked this up to repaint the center here. More on that here in a second. But while I'm carrying this around, I get in a conversation with the vendor about how I resell, and her parents actually used to pretty much do the same thing, but with like a booth at an antique mall. And we get to talking about that. And while I am holding this, she reaches over and peels the $2 price tag off of it and tells her friend that still had the price tag on it from when I bought it. I said, oh, is it not $2? And she said, oh, I wanted 10 for that. And I can't help but to think, did the price go up because she found out I resell? And I told her, I said, $10. Yeah, I'm actually buying this for personal use, and it's not like it's in that great a condition, guys. The plaster's falling off in several spots. I said, I'm actually going to repaint over this. I'm not even selling this piece. And $10? And she's like, oh, well, would you do 5? And I just thought, yeah, that's fine, whatever. It's a fabulous frame for $5. I think that it's really great, but like I say, it's not in that great a condition. But that's the type of stuff I feel like people can get away with at a 100-mile yard sale or an event like that, that you can't set up a yard sale in your front yard and peel the price tags off while your customers are standing there. But supply and demand absolutely says there's more people in line behind you that probably will pay $10 for this. So do you want it for $5 or not? And at the end of the day, I gave her the benefit of the doubt. She was pulling a lot of this stuff out of her storage, so maybe it genuinely was what she paid for it. But I just thought, man, I felt like that was kind of her error. And if there was a $2 price tag on it and I picked it up and I'm walking around at your yard sale, how in the world do you come take the price tag off the item and then charge me more than twice what that was? Try to charge me 5 times that for the item. I think that's crazy. Comment below and let me know what you think about that story, or if something like that's ever happened to you. But I feel like that is just kind of a testament to the pricing at 100-mile yard sales, 200-mile yard sales, you know, that type of an event. But oh, before I put this up, you guys have to help me out. I'm thinking about painting maybe a dinosaur inside, possibly an astronaut. Like, what do you think I should paint in here? I am obviously really into juxtaposition in artwork. I like to paint things together that don't go together. This is an extremely ornate frame. That's why I think a dinosaur would look really, really cool inside. But will you guys tell me, what do you think would be the coolest thing for me to paint inside this piece of art? Like, I feel like the frame itself is a piece of art, even though it is just like some reproduction made in China piece. It's just so cool looking and I love it. So let me know what you would paint in there. Two more things to show you guys. I picked up some more Texas wear. This is actually not Texas wear. The brand is Prolon wear, but it's a melamine, Melmac. These are lunch trays. This particular pattern in melamine dishes, where it's kind of like a swirl like that, is really, really popular with collectors. If you find the bowls, those are without a doubt the most expensive pieces you can sell. The bowls with this type of like a swirly, speckled, looks like a recycled plastic almost. Bowls like that will sell for good money. So if you see plastic bowls with this type of pattern, you guys have to pick them up. So I wanted to pick this up to show you guys the pattern to look for, and also tell you the lunch trays are pretty good sellers also. I paid $1 a piece for these, and I'm not positive on comps, to be honest with you, but do these not make you think of high school and elementary school lunches? Hopefully I'll get somewhere around $20 a piece or so for those shipped. I'll let you know. They'll be in a future what sold video. I'm positive of it. The last item I found was at the same yard sale where the lady jacked up the price on the picture frame, but I think I won on this one. Let me show you what I found. If you are unaware, then you need to know about vintage Halloween decor. Vintage Halloween decor is really, really big. There is a huge collector's market for it, and specifically the older the better. And when you get into pre-1950s, you see a lot of vintage paper mache Halloween decor. Look at this paper mache jack-o'-lantern. Tell me what you think about this, because I'm no expert when it comes to paper mache Halloween decor. I want to give you guys several good looks at it. His eyes are built up and very, very thick. There is a hook in the top here that I guess you could hang him from, and that is where she put that she wanted $10 for this. Absolutely $10. She said, I think that's from the 60s or 70s, and I don't think it is. I think it's older than that. Beautiful, beautiful piece. Now someone has drilled a hole in the back and inserted a plug, and there is a light bulb inside there. The light is actually burned out, but I think if you tried hard enough, yeah, you could get your hand in there to maybe change that bulb. But I don't know. I don't think that it really ever should have had a bulb in it. It is a paper item. Probably not the best idea to light it up. So I may just remove that prior to selling it, because I don't want to be responsible if someone were to put a hot light bulb in there and their house catch on fire. Like, that doesn't sound like a good idea. So in dealing with vintage Halloween decor, maybe consider the hazards as well. But a paper mache jack-o'-lantern, guys, some of the paper mache jack-o'-lanterns, just type in paper mache jack-o'-lantern and sold items, $400 plus, $300, $200. I'm hoping to get over $100 for this, hopefully somewhere between $200 and $300. I don't think that this is any type of a reproduction. I think this is just handmade. It is a little sloppy in spots. It has paint runs on it. All of the goodies that tell you that this is handmade. You can see the runs in the paint there. This did not come off of anyone's assembly line, and I think it's beautiful. If this never sold, I would display it with pride. So this probably will be displayed if it is not sold, but again, someone's gonna have to buy this from me. And I'm thinking over $200 for this. What do you think? Do you have any experience with vintage paper mache Halloween decorations? I don't. I have sold the vintage made in America blow mold treat buckets, and those treat buckets are actually modeled after the paper mache buckets that were made in the 30s and 40s. So if you find those, pick them up. Now, while I was researching the vintage paper mache, I also saw that there are reproductions of those now too. I swear they will reproduce anything. So look for markings, look for the colors to be right. You know, you can tell, I feel like a vintage orange over some type of a new paint. I don't know. Tell me what you think about this. I think this is my best find. He was $10. I typically don't pay that, you guys know that, but I paid $10 for this. This was, I think, the find of the sale, but let me know which one was your favorite. Thanks so much for watching this. I hope if you guys find community-wide yard sales that you have phenomenal luck. Don't get sucked into the craft fair booths, to the reseller booths, or to the trade show booths. You will waste too much of your time and too much of your day, and someone else is going to get all the goodies while you're sitting there being nice and chit-chatting with people in booths that you don't want to buy anything at. I'm sorry, it's just the truth. Anyway, thanks again so much for watching. God bless you guys, and remember to treat your business like your business.